Hi, my name is Justin Cerrito, and today I'm going to talk to you about my VEM competency video. And I am enrolled in the film industry here at Full Sail University. And the first person I contacted through my course time here his name is DJ On One, and he is also a graduate of Full Sail. And I contacted him about film because he's been doing a whole bunch of his own personal videos. He's been going around the world, and he's basically stationed in Orlando and New York. He goes back and forth between both. You can contact him with Facebook or Instagram. Basically, besides talking to him about film, I also talked to him, what can I do to help pursue my dream as a filmer and also as a musician? And he said, do your best, make everything worth it as you go through Full Sail University, because if you're not trying your hardest, then you're not going to get anywhere, and you basically did it for nothing. I have also contacted him through Instagram Messenger and Facebook Messenger to talk to him more privately. How important DJ On One is to me is, besides the film aspect of it, you also need the music and all the fun stuff. And he's that type of person where in that type of networking, I would want to keep in contact with me and make sure that that is one of the more important aspects, because without the music, it's a silent movie and nobody wants to watch a silent movie that's amazing. Some tips that DJ On One gave me was to make sure that you stay in contact with all of the Full Sail friends that you meet, and to make sure you stay in contact with the teachers at Full Sail, because you never know, some of the teachers could give you some of the connections that you're looking for in the film industry or the music. Okay, so the second person that I contacted was Paul Speaker. And the method that I contacted him through was through text message on my phone. And I could say this because he's a good family friend, and I've been friends with his daughters for the longest time. And he basically followed his dream, which is hard to say, but he did. He followed his dream, and he went to California, and now he's filming videos on the surfer life and what it's like there. And he's been making these insane videos, documentaries, and he's been well known. And besides me being proud of him, and I'm just really happy of what he's accomplished. And this person is extremely important, especially to my industry, because of that special touch. Because that special touch that he has is what nobody else has, is this perspective of really touching somebody's heart. And I feel that's the most important thing in film, is touching somebody's heart. Now, some of the tips that he gave me was that you should always follow your dreams, and because you never know where they could lead, and that's the crazy thing, because if they lead you somewhere great, then you're on the right track. The second thing that he told me was to, besides keep in contact with him, always keep in contact with other people that are posting things, or anybody that is up and coming, because maybe they would want you in their next idea. In addition to this, his last thing to tell me was that you should always have some sort of initiative or some sort of goal for next day or that day that you want to accomplish. So, the last person that I have is the name of Paul Gidney. And he's mostly well known for his documentaries and films that you would see on TV about animal wildlife. I mean, he does have a lot of actual films, but they're mostly towards similar to novels. So that's like the type of path he would take. How I got in contact with him was through Facebook Messenger and my mom, because my mom did a lot of stuff with him with music wise because my mom's a musician, but that's something else. Um, so basically, I talked to him about what did you do to get where you are, and how did that impact you? And to go on along those lines, I'm going to talk to you about the tips. And so some of the tips he gave me was uh, similar to a lot of the other people that I've talked to you about, was basically to always strive for greater, always try to be better than you were the day before, or to always be better than that person that's trying to get above you. Because if you do that, then you're going to realize that you really did push yourself, and in the long run, that's going to help you. And to honestly touch on this, he he's one of those guys where he's relaxed but also a funky person. So he said that never lose your cool. Always have that different touch or different personality than the last person or the last director. Okay, to wrap up this video, some of the steps that I will take to keep my career with my peers and professionals is I will keep putting out my own videos or any type of videos that I will make through this school. Some of the methods that I'm going to use in the future to contact these peers is most likely going to be through Messenger on Facebook or email, because most of these people are really busy, so those are, I feel, are the best ways to contact them if you want to quickly contact them. How I would define creative writing industry is basically putting your own touch on something, putting that flair that nobody else has. Because if you put your own flair on it, people are going to want to watch it. People are going to want to see this new and upcoming video or whatever you're trying to create. So, since I'm a filmer, I'm going to talk about how I would define film industry. I would define this as more of different genres or your passion of what you like. And how I could more describe that is basically kind of having your passion or your own, like I said before, your own touch on it. Because in order to grasp the person who's watching it or your peers' attention, you gotta have that extra power in it, or that extra thing that will make them be like, wow, or make them be like, oh, I want to see that again. Because that's what you want to look for. You want to look for something that's different and that's unique. Now, to talk about or to define media communication, this would mostly lean towards trying to communicate to your peers through media. So that would reference through Facebook or reference through Instagram. But this can also mean through film or mean through music video, because if you're doing it through that way, then that's really touching them. That's really meaning that don't give up, and that's also meaning that you have so much to go for that you really shouldn't do or put what you think belongs in your life. So basically, how the industry relies on one another to be successful is they all come together. They all come as one. So in broad terms, this means that each part of the film industry, so basically director, producer, post-production, writing, all that, they all do their separate things, but in reality, they come together to make these phenomenal films and to make it what the audience wants it to be, because they all have in the end to collaborate and make it something that is worthwhile. Now, how I can use these other industries in my future or in my personal brand is basically by putting their work in it, but also using other or new ideas that they have. Because if you're using their ideas that they have, or using their new ideas, then you're changing the scene. You're changing the film scene, because that's what people want. They want to see the difference. They want to see that, oh, you're making that industry or that brand something else. Because my brand, I want to make it something where it's special, and where it's my own taste or my own touch on it. Because if I put my own touch on it, it's not gonna be like every other person's general aspect of it. Because if you put your own general aspect on it, then it's just gonna be like every other video where it's like, oh, you have action in it, you have thriller in it, you have all that. It's like, no, you want to have the audience on their feet. You want to have them where it's like they want to be like, oh, what's gonna happen next? That's what you're trying to strive for. And to end this, I would like to thank you for viewing my video, and I hope you enjoyed it.